Coming up on Newsbeat, how the state's budget shortfall could take a heavy toll on the LSU campus.
Plus, a new way to light up will show you how cigarettes are going smokeless. Newsbeat starts right now.
From the Tiger TV studio in Hodges Hall, you're watching Newsbeat with Olivia Vidal and Stephen Calamusa. Weather with Alexandra Cranford. Sports with Kristen Schutte. And entertainment with Melissa Clark. Newsbeat, Eye on LSU.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Thursday edition of Newsbeat. I'm Olivia Vidal. Thanks for joining us. Governor Bobby Jindal's proposal to slash the state's budget could have negative impacts at LSU. The
LSU system released a plan yesterday detailing what might happen if they're forced to cut 30% from the university budget. President John Lombardi says that LSU may have to trim $208 million. Lombardi said at least 1,900 employees could be laid off, 75% of the Ag Center's research gone, and 4 or 5 schools on campus would lose accreditation. But Chancellor Michael Martin says that's not all.
One is they may see larger classes. 2, they may see higher fees. 3, they may see fewer options. 4, they may see fewer and less high-quality services. All of those things could happen.
Martin said LSU would lose its competitive advantage with other colleges around the country if those cuts are made. He said this is only a demonstration of what 18 to 30% of cuts would mean for LSU, but nothing is set in stone.
While the state is slashing money and the country fights back against a sagging economy, some local businesses are making room for future LSU alumni. Career Services hosted a job expo in the PMAC on Tuesday. More than 130 companies were there to do interviews for jobs and internships. The students also received career advice. Students who attended received information on full-time and part-time jobs, and the companies were eager to meet the students and open the door for potential careers.
We're also here to just network with students, to help students learn about their companies and also just kind of explore, what they can do with a particular major.
Don't worry if you missed the job expo, another one is coming in the fall.
A popular minor that combines theater work and film production is growing on campus. Formerly known as Audio-Visual Arts, the Film and Media Arts minor was started 4 years ago, and it's getting better and bigger as more students show their interest. Studio 151 is a media lab where the students work on FMA class projects. The studio is fully loaded with state-of-the-art digital video equipment. And FMA Director Patricia Succi says that the studio helps the students advance their production coursework.
A lot more economical, it's a lot more accessible, even though it does still cost quite a bit of money to support, having production in our classes. We're increasing that, and largely through the studio.
To find the link to the Film and Media Arts website, log on to our website at tigertv.tv.
There's no smoke or odor, and it puffs just like a cigarette, but you won't find it in your traditional pack. Tiger TV's Anna Brown shows us how cigarette smokers are getting their fill of nicotine without ever lighting up.
It provides the person with the flavor, the taste, the sense that they're smoking a real cigarette, but it's not a real cigarette.
Brandon Guillory is the owner of the Smoking Everywhere kiosk, which sells electronic cigarettes. They're battery powered, so there's no smoke, nothing to burn, and smokers only inhale a nicotine vapor.
So there's no secondhand smoke, there's no odor, so it's not going to smell like a cigarette.
The startup kit is pricey, starting at $150, but Guillory says being able to smoke anywhere without extra chemicals is a big benefit.
That's what makes it so much healthier, because you're not taking in the tar, okay? You're just getting the nicotine.
Now, there can be up to 4,000 chemicals in just one cigarette. Now, the e-cigarettes claim to be healthier for you because they only contain nicotine, but there haven't been a lot of studies to show if that really is true.
LSU Wellness Education Coordinator Kathy Sachek says while there is no smoke, the nicotine vapor is inhaled through the lungs, which is still a danger.
Because nicotine is the addictive agent in cigarettes. It's also the agent that can be cancer-causing and cause some other health issues in people.
Sachek says the product is attractive to smokers because they can get around anti-smoking laws since there is no secondhand smoke.
This is simply a method that someone figured out they could market something where people could smoke indoors without giving those standing around them too much of the negative side effects.
E-cigarettes do give smokers more for less. One cartridge holds nicotine equal to 2 packs of cigarettes, and refills cost only $1.
I get customers come back every week for refills. You know, it's just cheaper, and they've been off cigarettes for months now.
For Newsbreak, I'm Anna Brown.
The e-cigarette comes with a rechargeable battery, and smokers can also choose the flavor according to their favorite brand of cigarettes.
You know, sometimes I'll walk in the mall and I see those guys just puffing the cigarettes away, and I kind of look twice because
I was really confused in the mall when I saw the kiosk and it said stop smoking, but then they were selling cigarettes. I was so confused.
yeah, and there's actually real smoke coming from the cigarettes, which is kind of cool. But coming up on Newsbeat, Alexandra Cranford will be here with your weekend weather forecast.
And later, an amazing animal rescue after a horse falls into an ice-covered pond. But first, this 10-year-old boy got a disturbing picture sent to his cell phone. What was on the message? We'll tell you next.
Welcome back to Newsbeat. A Naples man found pornography on his 10-year-old's brand new cell phone, and he wants to know how it got there.
As Maggie Crane reports, it's a warning for anyone who buys a cell phone.
They use it to take pictures or to call family.
But 10-year-old Victor Delgado got a nasty surprise on his 10th birthday.
I thought it was disgusting.
A pornographic multimedia message sent straight to his new cell phone.
It's, pornography at its best. It's picture, movement, music.
The Delgados confiscated the phone until they could figure out how the unwanted message got there.
It was just my first day. It was on my birthday and no one knew my number.
But someone knew the number, perhaps the previous owner's contact.
Isn't there a policy in place as to how long a phone number should be at a state of disconnection before it's recycled?
We asked. Metro PCS tells me it can't reserve any phone numbers, meaning canceled numbers immediately go right back into service and some into the hands of unsuspecting customers.
It's really disturbing. You feel betrayed. You try really hard to keep your kids as innocent as you can. And then something like this, totally out of your control, happens.
Metro PCS says to just erase the unwanted texts because the company doesn't have the technology to stop them. If it happens to you, the Attorney General recommends that you ask to change your phone number and file a police report to cover your bases.
As of right now, we're telling him not to open any messages at all and let us see it first.
Here is something else to keep in mind. Your cell phone holds a lot of your personal information and contacts. A recent sampling found that 99% of cell phones sent for recycling aren't properly wiped clean, meaning your information is out there for the next buyer.
If you bought one of those TV converter boxes for the big switch to digital, you can keep it on the shelf for a little while longer. House members voted on Wednesday.
Yeas are 158 with 0 having voted present. S352 passes. Without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid upon the table.
House members voted on Wednesday to send President Obama a bill that would delay the digital TV switch to June 12th. The president has already expressed his support for the delay, saying it will give Americans more time to get ready. The original changeover date was February 17th. That's when the analog TV signal was scheduled to switch to digital. We're joined now by Alexandra Cranford with weather. It looks like I can put my coat away for this weekend's parades.
That's right. Once it gets to be parade time, we should be feeling temperatures warm up a bit. I'll have the details coming up next, right here on Newsbeat.